Rust, the game where anything can change in the matter of moments, and you can have a minute to where you are having the worst wipe of your life to then moving on to having the best wipe of your life. Rust came out December 11th, 2013, and you are witnessing the very first alpha trailer that was ever released on the game. Now, if you continue to see and watch, you're going to notice there's going to be many things highlighted in this video. From the beginning of the time in Rust to the most updated trailer, and then even more highlights from very popular Rust YouTubers in the Rust scene. I present to you why Rust is the best survival game ever made. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy. I love you so much, and I can't wait to take you on this journey. From waking up naked on the beach to having nothing but a rock and torch and your penis or your vagina swinging all over the place, to more recent updates where you can now actually clothe yourself and have boxers, Rust is a game where anything and everything can absolutely happen in the matter of seconds. You can go from having absolutely nothing to getting a spear or getting a bow and killing a geared player and starting off the snowball that can make the best wipe that you'll ever play. In Rust, there are so many things you can do from exactly what the video is showing you. Now, this video is an older trailer. It is the last trailer Face Punch released onto their YouTube that they had in the most recent memory. This was before, obviously, the most recent update in Rust. I'm pretty sure this video is a year or two old, but it highlights everything that you can still do in this game. Except make friends. You're not going to make friends in Rust. You're going to die. Don't ever think you're going to make friends. Just letting you know. So, yeah. So, from waking up naked to fighting to raiding to building a base, you can do almost any and everything in Rust. From rocket raiding to satchel raiding to explosive ammo raiding to even soft picking to looting airdrops to looting the Chinook crate, just absolutely everything. There is something in this game for everybody. And in this video, you're going to see a multitude of different things that you can have. There's going to be building, there's going to be raids, there's going to be trap bases, just absolutely everything. We are going to have highlights from multiple big Rust YouTube channels and YouTubers in this video, such as hJune, Wilsonator, and many, many more. And once this trailer is finished, we are going to dive right into the main reason on why I believe Rust is, in fact, the best survival game ever. This is definitely a new take for me on a video. I want to try and make this very energetic and very, very interesting. So as I said before, I want you to sit back. I want you to relax. I want you to crack your fingers, crack open a beer or a water, because water is very healthy. And I want you just to enjoy the video. And if you're a new person who's never played Rust, I hope maybe this will be the reason on why you jump into Rust. Starting off first is one of the most infamous Rust videos that I have ever watched when I first started to get into Rust, was hJune's PvP montage of 7,500 hours of PvP combined into one video. On the top left of the screen, you're going to notice every link from hJune to get into, to be able to support him. There's his Twitch, his Twitter, and his YouTube channel. hJune is, if not one of the best PvPers in Rust, and he constantly impresses me, from his primitive PvP to his downright AK spray and being able to handle it. He makes some of the craziest plays that I've ever seen, and he never disappoints in any of his videos, whether he is using a crossbow, a bow, an AK, a pipey, a double barrel, or a semi. hJune is known in the community for many reasons, for either A, being a PvP god, or being goofy, or also making really annoying bases that take forever and ever to raid and make a lot of sweaty, salty Zergs mad because they can't offline raid it very easily. hJune has been playing Rust for a very long time, and you can clearly see this because not only from the amount of hours he has, but he is a literal fucking god at the game. He acts like he has no challenge at half the time. He just makes everyone feel like a bot, and that's why when I watch his videos, I get really amped up to go and play Rust, but then I realize I'm not hJune, and I've only been PC gaming for 4 months. Well, not really 4 months, but longer than that, but I'm still a bot. hJune being at 100,000 subscribers is blowing up in the Rust scene, and honestly does not fail to deliver when it comes to such impressive and quality content. He always likes to highlight his best plays and some of the funniest moments. If you've ever clicked on an hJune video, you're either A, laughing at how funny him and some of his groups can be, or B, you're sitting at the edge of your seat wondering if he's going to get out of the craziest situations that you honestly would not think a man would be able to get out of. But this guy just likes to break all sort of boundaries when it comes to PvP, and he's like, oh, 1v8, I can do that anyways. And then he does, and then you sit there and you're just like, okay, wow, I'm a complete and utter bot. Up next, we have another YouTuber who has blown absolutely up, but is also a multi-game gamer as well on his channel. It is Wilsonator. Wilsonator is one of the very first Rust YouTubers that I ever started to watch, and why else not have him in this video, because this is one of his newest videos with his electricity trap base, which also just adds another pinch of flavor to why Rust is honestly what is the best survival game to me. With the implementation of electricity, there is so much uniqueness that can now be added into the world of Rust that can add so many different things in the realms of trap bases, defenses, and ways of doing other things in the game. Wilsonator has uploaded things on his channel from such as trap bases to solo survival series and duo survival series with alongside other games as well. Wilsonator is a very prime example of he is such a great and funny personality type person, but he also has moments where he is an absolute PvP god as well. While his videos are more aimed towards building and progression and then having a video dedicated to a raid, he still does know how to add the PvP and great editing skills in it as well, where he has his infamous farming montages where everyone knows him from, where he has his funny and really unique way of swinging his pick and editing it to a certain song, in which for a lot of Rust YouTubers, they do the farming montage and follow the similar sort of way on how they like to edit their videos. See, the thing is, you can tell on how many people like Rust because in the video, as of now, the video that Wilsonator has, he has over 150k views on his electricity trap base, and then on his other trap base where it's a fake floor trap base, it has 3.9 million views. That is like 20 times the max amount of players that have ever opened Rust, because some people are just too nervous to play on Rust, and you shouldn't be nervous. It should not scare you away. Rust, although it may be a challenging game, as you can see from right here, it is a very, very rewarding game. And in this video also, you make sure you go and watch it. It will showcase that at times you can make friends in Rust, as Wilsonator does let him leave the trap base. But other than that, the rest is on for you to go and watch. Another very, very unique thing that is in Rust is their building system. Not only is the Rust building system probably the easiest way to build, but it also has a lot of unique things that can be shown in it. There have been many different ways and many different metas in building, to where there was at one point where you did not need a ceiling on your base, and then there was also a point where you could have a literal bunker base and no one would be able to get into the base if they didn't have building privilege, and certain bases would be a minimum of 16 rockets. And the video that I'm also showing from Wilsonator, this is going to show a stability exploit or a stability building mechanic where you can showcase different ways to where if you destroy a certain thing, it can look like the building is stable, but in reality it's not. And this is once again Wilsonator showcasing his knowledge on the building system and how he can manipulate it to trap people and steal all their loot, because why don't you want to get the delicious loot? Because delicious loot is wonderful. In these different videos from Wilsonator, hJune, Oblivion HD, you can constantly see the craftiness and the creativity in many, many Rust YouTubers that like to go outside of the standard box of building and like to explore the different realms of what they can do with this ability, what they can do with different traps, what they can do with different skins, and that is also another sweet touch of Rust on what constantly is making the game an ever-changing game and always making it different and unique every time they update it and change something or even add something as well. The next YouTuber that we are going to bring in and I'm going to showcase in this video is probably one of, if not the most talented Rust YouTubers in the community to date, and this is Sir Winter. Sir Winter is such a unique YouTuber and showcases so many different things in Rust that he is honestly one of the main reasons on why a lot of people probably get into Rust, to be honest, because Sir Winter likes to have a very story-driven video, but he also likes to make sure that it is very action-packed and it is very, very entertaining. In almost all of his videos, he has some form of way of tying everything in and making sure there is a story and there's always a lesson to be learned on what is going on. And this story, this was one of his solo series that was probably one of the best series that I've ever watched on YouTube. And honestly, I really hope he does a solo series again because he is such an insanely talented Rust player while also being such an insanely gifted editor and YouTuber as well. Sir Winter is honestly just one of those Rust players that if you run into him, he is definitely going to make sure you have a very interesting tale to tell. From gifting multiple sets of hacker loot and just hacker gifts from, you know, getting hackers banned to seeing a naked on the beach and just throwing them loot or giving his base away to his fans or to other people on the servers, he is just constantly showing that there is a good side of Rust in the community. Also, like hJune and Wilsonator previously as well, they both have their own unique ways of showing the different side of Rust. For example, Wilsonator, depending on how he wants to, he will either A, troll people and will just kill them and get the rage and laugh at them, or B, he will also, when he sees someone who is probably down on their luck, he will give them something and help them out. hJune is also in that similar way, so when he's going to leave a server or he's getting ready to get off for the night and he's not going to get on anymore, he will also re-gift his loot to somebody else who isn't as fortunate, and he'll also make people team up and help them get loot and then try and start friendships because he wants the Rust community to keep going. Now, with the video that's seeing right now, this is one of Sir Winter's most impressive series ever, as I was saying before, and if you have not seen it, I definitely recommend that you go and watch it because Sir Winter, on how much thought and time and care he put into this series, you can just tell from a viewer aspect it is very, very well crafted, and honestly when I was watching it I could not get enough. Sir Winter also, just like Wilsonator, is also a very, very multi-game channel as well, where Rust is his creme de la creme and it is his main game. Even though it is his main game, he still maintains the same aspect as well on his other games. When he did a Conan Exiles series, he made it a story-based one, and that was also very entertaining as well. Now, as we move on, I'm going to start talking about personally on why this game is so good to me and why I think it truthfully is the best game ever in the survival category. So I'm going to cut off Sir Winter's video. Make sure to check out Wilsonator, Sir Winter, and hJune's links in the description below and in the annotation, and not annotations because I'm way too lazy for that. And because I put the links in the video as well. Make sure to give them a like. Make sure to sub to them and everything as well. I love their work and they are very, very talented. For the rest of this video, I am going to be playing one of, if not my most favorite Rust videos I have ever recorded and ever made on YouTube so far, and it is my best solo raid that I have ever done. And if you haven't seen this video, I would really recommend you go and watch it. I honestly did not expect to get such a crazy jackpot, but I did. But anyways, I'm going to continue talking about why I feel like this game is the best. And honestly, guys, if you haven't got it yet from the 2 reviews and now, I very highly think of Rust. Rust is a very unique game in its own way. And as I said before, it's a very luck-based game, not in the aspect of skill and PvP, but in just the way events can happen. Now, another thing on why I truthfully really enjoy this game is the devs are very open with their fuck-ups. Constantly, when anything big fucks up, they will openly, own up to it. When there was a code lock thing happening, they're like, oh, okay, we fucked on that. And they like to keep the community very involved, and that is another thing that I really, really enjoy. So they would have a community update, and they'll have like a community blog, and they'll show off, YouTubers. So if you're a smaller YouTuber, you could end up on that. But another thing that I really like about Rust is that they have a roadmap, and you can see what they want to do and where they've come from. They have implemented hot air balloons. They're trying to implement cars. They're trying to implement possibly the domestication of animals, and they are just keep adding new stuff. And then with the most monumental update that they probably had in recent memory being their electricity update, they just don't seem to be like they're going to stop it anytime soon, and that really makes me happy because I can't wait to see where this game comes to and what it could possibly lead to as well. This game has easily changed many lives because people have become YouTubers off of it and have been able to make careers and a living off of it, and it is a very fantastic thing. But another thing about this game that is also really good is the right point of everything that it is. It's not too unrealistic, but it's also just realistic enough to where it's durable and where you're able to play it. And that's what I think is so sweet, because the building is simple, the farming is simple, the crafting is simple. It's all just so right straight to the point, and there's not a whole bunch of fucking, you need to do this to get to there, or you need to do this. There's just so much easy leeway where it's like, oh, okay, I need to go and make this, and then I'll be able to get here, or I need to just upgrade this, and then I'll be able to do that. It's not like other survival games where you need to waste like 12 hours of your time to do something. And that's what was really interesting because, especially when you get into like modded servers or community servers that are boosted, then you can have an even more accelerated point of the game, and you'll be able to even dive in quicker than most vanilla servers. Rust, although I do say yes, it is the best survival game, they definitely do have their own flaws, but they know that and they are trying to work on it. Now, Rust is not a perfect game. It has been out for 5 years, but still, each and every day, the devs are working on it. They're trying to change things. They're trying to tweak things. They're trying to update it, and they're trying to implement many, many new things. And it's honestly crazy on the things that they want to implement, and I can't wait to see. Now, the last point that I'm going to talk about on why I think this game is the best is just off of the simple fact that you can play this game for hours on end and think you've experienced it all, but in reality, you haven't even scratched the surface on what you can do. People will think, oh, I had this amazing wipe, but you haven't really felt that amazing wipe, or you really haven't felt how great that wipe was until you just can't get anywhere at all. And that is why I truly believe this game is just so good. This game, honestly, will always go down as my #1 best survival game up until, honestly, Face Punch release a medieval survival game like you could have with Ruin, but you fucking canceled it. Thanks. And honestly, I don't see it ever getting topped, if at all, or in a very long time. And I really am curious to hear what you guys think about this video, because this game is just constantly getting better and is constantly changing and is constantly keeping players on their toes, and that is what I really, really respect by it. I respect all of the big YouTubers that have made it. I respect all of the small YouTubers that are playing this game, putting their time in, and I especially respect the devs who are putting the time in, who are listening to their community, and who are constantly trying to make the game better and better each and every update. I honestly hope this game lasts a lifetime, because I will always remember this game. This game will always bring back such good memories with me, especially with YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a much different type of video from me. I am trying to learn how to do this style more, so I am sorry if I jumped around a lot or if I didn't cover some certain things a lot. but I am going to be hopefully continuing this series with more popular things as well. And honestly, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to fucking look at all of the links down in the description by the other content creators that I mentioned earlier in the video. I love you all so much. This has been your boy named Zanezy, and this is why I think Rust Survival is the best survival game ever. It's not Rust Survival, by the way. I just said Rust Survival, but it's actually just called Rust. So let me correct myself. This is why I think Rust is the best survival game ever. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and see ya.